Welcome to the Curling Champions Tour here live at the Baden Master in Switzerland. My name is Mark Staley and it's my pleasure to host this great game of Team Michel from Switzerland against world champion of Team Edin from Sweden. Next to me is Romano Meyer, gold medalist of Youth Olympics 2012. Romano, thanks being with us. How are you today?
Hi Mark, it's great to be here. Hello everybody. I'm pretty good. It's always exciting. The season is starting now. We can see some great curling live here in Baden. And it's a pleasure to comment this game with you.
Well, you know, when you ask the teams, they are all happy. We all call it back in business, right? They really like, maybe they don't like this beautiful summer, they like the ice. So you see, we are back now. And when I have done these interviews, they're all happy. They see each other again. So there's a big friendship in the curling community.
Yes, I think this is one of the most beautiful aspects of our sport because it's like you can talk to everyone. It's like a big family. There are no people like stars who are above you. It's just like you're a great community. And of course you're enjoying summer and you like to go to the beach once or twice. But then it's always the fire in your heart that wants to go back on the ice.
That's well done, well done. We see now this great game. We are looking for it. I mean, there are two of the best teams in the world, and it's all the time the pleasure that we have the Swiss team with SWE Michel against Niklas Edin, Team Sweden. Maybe you have seen that Niklas is really a great guy. He did some nice publicity in the Laola TV just to watch this game, you know, so we are really happy to see it. So Romano, you know, let's say the team Michel very well, right?
Yeah, that's true actually, because well, you know, I could play with them the European Masters last spring.
In St. Gallen, right?
Yes, because their second Sandro was injured. So yeah, I had the ability to play with them at a really high level of curling with all these great teams like Fierne or Murdoch, and that was a great experience for me.
Okay, I mean, we see now we are in the first end, and just to show the Swedish team, Niklas Edin is playing with the yellow rocks, while Team Michel has the red ones. So tell us a little bit in the beginning, the first end, what is the strategy of the teams?
Well, I think with the kind of a classic beginning here, usually you don't want to start too aggressive in the first couple of ends because you don't know the ice conditions too well and you just want to get used to the ice and get a good feeling for the weight and for your technique. And so the first two ends you don't play with too much risk. As we see here, there are not too many stones in play. We have one in the house, we have one center guard from Team Michel. And yeah, so they wanted to try and keep game simple.
About the ice condition, I think we just saw before, the rock just before, it curls very nicely, right?
Yes, it's really great here in Baden this summer, as every year here at Baden Masters. We have a really nice curl. It's also it's like 4 feet of curl at least, sometimes even 5. It's like the same as you have on World Championships, and it's really great for the players because so they can play more risk shots and they curl in the end really nice, and you can bury a rock really deep behind the goal.
Well, the teams, they were very happy. They all told us that the ice condition is just perfect, right? I mean, they really like to play on that ice. It's not that easy because you see outside we have some beautiful weather. We have around 25 degrees. So you see here inside, I think the temperature is quite cold here inside.
Yeah, it is actually. It's around 5 degrees now. In the morning it's even colder. It's about 3 degrees. And in the afternoon it gets warmer because of the weather outside. And so this is really difficult for the ice crew to maintain the cold ice surface so that the rocks can still be good played until the 8th end, because you know when it's too hot and the ice is melting very fast, then you have like in the 7th or 8th end it's really flat and then stones will go crazy and dive in really deep, get a big girl.
Well, as long as stones get crazy, not the people, then it's
Yeah.
okay, right?
That's right.
Okay, now we are already, this is number 3 playing. There's crowd, so we are already again towards the end of the first end. I think the intention is to do a soft takeout.
Yeah, I think they want to go behind the own guard there in the middle, but this one doesn't curl at all.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a straight spot out there. And as we said in the first end, we want to try and take things simple. And we have here a little mistake, but because we didn't know the ice condition very well. But now we know the spot there, and nothing really happens because there's no dangerous situation.
So the next rock will be a kind of draw behind the guard, I guess, the idea.
Yep, this is Claudio Katz trying a outer draw behind that own guard.
So you hear maybe they're talking now in numbers, 5 or 6. What they mean by that?
Well, you have the whole area between the hog line and the back line, and then you just give numbers to different zones. So, like if you want to play a guard, you have something between 1 and 3. 1 is a guard that just comes over the hog line, and 3 is one that is really close to the house. And then teams do it differently. Some teams they just have like 3 or 4 zones in the house, and you have teams they have for each ring a different number. I think for Team Michel it's like 4 is in the red area, and then 5 in the white. The blue one, the 4th with the 6, and then you have it just continues like this.
So okay, we know the Swiss German. So when he said 5 or 6 means 5 or 6.
Exactly, yeah.
So we will teach to our people watching that 5 or 6 is in Swiss German as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, Niklas Edin now with the second last stone. He's trying actually the same thing, a draw behind the guard, just behind, I think, his own rock.
I think they're going towards the red one in the back. Maybe just breathing, so they don't get it out very easy.
Ooh, that doesn't curl that much, huh?
Yeah.
And it was a number 6 as well, huh?
Yeah. And as you can see, you can almost see the whole stone there. And it can be an easy tap back or slow takeout for Team Michel. They have to be aware that there's always the chance for Team Edin to freeze down to the rock that's behind T-line. So if they hit it like on the nose, then Team Edin can play just the same shot as they did now. And then Sven Michel wouldn't be able to score more than 1 point in this opening end.
So what Sven is trying actually is a soft takeout that his rock turns on the right side.
Exactly, yeah. So you make it more difficult for Niklas to freeze down to it and hope to get a chance for a deuce here.
So he just said for him at 12, I mean at 12 he would say, right?
Yeah.
Now he gets a bit less, okay.
So they want to just bump the yellow rock just to the end of the house, but it can stay in the rings.
6!
Okay, now it's number 7.
So this means like back house.
8! 8! Macht Länge alles selber. Hast lang.
Weight is heavy.
Well,
but a really nice shot there. Now it's Sven Michel lying 2 with hammer in this opening end.
So we're going to see now a nice double takeout. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Niklas Edin likes to play the fast rocks and really the fast ones. And he always gets them really good.
There we go.
André.
Nee.
Ooh, and
Well,
there's one rock remaining from Team Michel, so now Sven has the opportunity to draw a second one in there and get his 2 points.
so what we have seen now, it didn't curl that much.
Yeah, exactly. It's because Niklas is playing an upper rate, so he's playing it faster, so you won't get the same curl as you get for a normal weight takeout. And maybe the spot around the center line just didn't curl that much that they expected it would. So yeah, here's the chance for your deuce.
So because you played with his team, so when he just threw the rock, you already you already know more or less the weight of this rock.
Yeah, well, the teams they train those rocks really much in training. They just play it like in the game. They have one
Beautiful.
person who's throwing the rock nicely to the button here, and then you have the 2 sweepers, and they try to judge it right from the beginning, and they give the weight maybe twice or 3 times just in the first 10 seconds. And so yeah, you're really practicing this a lot, that you can give the skip in the house the right amount of weight as early as possible.
So at the curling champions tour, first end is done. Sven, Michel team did 2 rocks, so it's 2-0. So the hammer goes now to Team Edin.
Halbe 4.
85.
Well, we have a
Sven
blank
seine Nachtür.
screen at
Nachtür
the
geht
moment,
hinter Pi mit
so
86.
we will just try to follow. Okay.
And we're gone.
And
Dufour just played really, really good. They didn't let Niklas Edin turn the game around. So, yeah, that was a little surprise, but a really nice one for Team Dufour.
Because the situation is like that now. Team Dufour is actually playing now against Team Rostov from Russia. So in case that the French team would win, and at the same time Team Sweden with Niklas Edin would lose against Michel, then actually Michel plus the Team Dufour would be qualified, which would be certainly a surprise. Huh?
Exactly, yeah. I think if you looked at the tableau in front of this Baden Masters, if you looked at this Group A, then you would have thought that it's just Michel and Edin who are the favorites. But yeah, as you see in curling, in the really top of the curling league, you see that their teams are so close together. They really down to really small things, which decide who wins the game. So that was again this morning as Team Dufour had a really good day, and maybe Nicolas' team was just not able to perform as well as they did, for example, at the Worlds. So this is all you need.
But we can say that the season is still very long. I mean, they all use this tournament as a preparation because we have the really important Olympic season. So now they just try to come back into the business because the Olympics will be, I think, in February, so it's still time to go. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a really long and hard season for all of the teams here, because you know there are all teams they are playing here from different countries. They have chance to go to Sochi. A lot of teams are already selected. Like for in Switzerland, it's Team Michel. Then Team Edin is also selected for Sweden. And so it's really important for them that they can prepare for this event as good as they can. Maybe they're gonna play less tournaments on the tour here. Maybe they're going further to Canada or to even Asia, because it's like the Olympic season and teams get more foundation of their associations. And so you really want to be ready when the Olympic tournament starts in February.
Well, another thing is that now all these players actually they just focus on the Olympic season. More or less, they just play curling. There's no more job, let's say, besides.
Yeah,
at least for this season.
That's true. Yeah. If you see Team Michel, they are professionals.
Wird besser. Wir gehen noch genug.
The beginning of July or August.
Sicher T-Line.
And so they will just continue to play curling. They will go to Canada a few times. They just focus really on the Olympics. They have really their private life is a little bit less, but yeah, it's all about curling now for them.
It's nice. I mean, this is what they have chosen, and I think it's very nice.
Exactly, because yeah, I think it's a little dream of everyone who plays curling and wants to advance in this sport, that you can once play like a professional and you just have to worry about curling, about some fitness training and mental things, and don't have to go to work. But yeah, at the moment it doesn't work like this for a lot of people in curling.
Okay, back to the game. Still very interesting because Team Michel just put pressure on Team Edin. This is very interesting. I mean, they play really almost 100% now. I mean, everything is coming fine, and now is always with two red rocks in the house. They're just thinking of doing a guard or even put another draw. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. Team Michel is really playing good at the moment. They hardly have any mistakes, and their rocks are exactly in the position they want to. It's really nice to see them play like that. Team Edin is playing really good too, but they had a really difficult shot because of Michel's good rock. They just were a really good shot from Team Edin, but they didn't pay off that well. So we have a little pressure on Team Edin here. But still there are chances for at least for one or even two here in this end for Team Edin, because you have the two corner guards set up on the side.
Well, Sven actually said just in a small remark that he would not like to have the rock into the house. But again, it's a bit difficult to estimate because it's always the nearer the rocks are. I guess that they try again a double or something like that, right?
Yes, this is one point, and the other point is if the rock's in the house, they can play the hit and roll behind their guard, and then they are actually in the house. So this rock could come into play later in the end. And if you have a guard like 1 meter before the house, if they play on the guard, they don't get in the house with the shooting rock.
Okay.
So we see here the try of the hit and roll by Sebastian Kraut. And a really nice shot here. Gets it almost completely buried. And now Sven Michel has a little problem with the rock there.
Yeah, because I mean the goal was actually the double takeout. The goal was that they can hide actually the yellow rock behind. I think this is
Exactly.
very nice. So Sven is now thinking of a let's say a draw or behind the yellow. Or what would you do at the moment?
It's a difficult decision here because you can draw to. I would play the draw here. Maybe you just get it like a little behind the yellow one in top 12.
I think that's what they intend to do more or less.
Yeah, because then you can really limit the plays for Niklas Edin to put his first one somewhere in the house where it lies shot rock. And yeah, and you put some more pressure on because then you're sitting already 3 rocks. And so, yeah, I think this is what we're gonna see now.
Drie, vier. Drie, vier. Drie, vier. Vier. Inge is goed. Zijn niet zo snel, Luus. Nee, is goed. Drie. Oh, dan nog een.
So they talk about 3, 4. So
Drie. Kom nach. Kom zeer nach.
It's the guard, I think.
Zeer nach.
Also a very good decision, I think. And now the only shot left to play for Niklas Edin will be the come around and get it right to the button.
So he has two rocks left. So
Yeah, the situation now maybe doesn't look too good for Team Edin because there are 2 Michel rocks counting, but still Niklas Edin has 2 rocks left, and there is a spot where he can put his rock and maybe bring it into the score. And then if you get maybe a little mistake of Sven Michel, there is suddenly a chance for a deuce here.
Linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Vi behöver gå för att få den. Nej, linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Behöver curla fortfarande. Ni har en bite i en fot. Oh, gärna curla. Bite i en fot. Viktor har den. Viktor har den. Noggranna nu. Viktor har den. Måste ta fram sitt. Lite för hög. Sitt. Bra snack. Sorry.
And yeah, really nicely done here by Niklas Edin. Was just a hair heavy, and is now behind the T-line.
So the decision is fast done. So actually Sven Michel is playing more or less the same rock, just maybe a bit ahead, maybe but before T-line or on T-line.
Exactly, yeah. So because if you're now on T-line, then if Niklas Edin plays the same rock again, he won't lie nearer to the button than Sven, so that would be a steal then. So a really big opportunity here for Sven Michel.
Puff! Gå länge! Länge här! Bra linje! Achtung! Så länge. Kompisar, tappert! 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 Nytt! Nytt!
Really nice shot here.
Good so far.
They're sitting shot rock, and yeah, it's gonna be really difficult for Niklas Edin to
Clear.
be able to even score
Very
1 point
clear.
here.
Kan vara på den idag, är svårt att göra något annat som är...
So in a
Finns det
situation like
potential
that,
för
maybe
två
you
på
go
den?
for one, or you would put a risky one, like actually he shows, maybe a kind of double takeout with the right side, like he indicates now.
Yeah, I think this rock they want to play now is a little risky, of course, but yeah, you have to hit it really in the wrong place that you give up more than one rock here. So I think they're gonna go for that risk. As we said earlier, Niklas Edin likes these really fast rocks and these takeouts where they can put 2 or 3 out at the same time. And he usually have them really precise. So I think we can see a really good shot.
Yep. This is curling, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's doing something for you at home.
So in other words, all 3 red could go in one shot.
Possible, yeah.
Sten, med. Sten. Whoa, jump. Whoa, jump. Whoa.
Close. Oh, what a great try. Great shot by Niklas Edin.
So this is what why we love all curling. I mean, this is incredible.
It
was just maybe half a centimeter or what millimeters that all 3 would gone.
Yeah, the second the rock of Team Michel just stick in the white ring, and so yeah, it stayed better than the second of Edin, so it's just score of 1, but still it was a really beautiful shot of Niklas Edin. He showed us all he got, and really nice try here.
Okay, we take the occasion now to present the teams a bit, right? I mean, we have here now again Team Sweden. First is Victor Kjell, now just playing the lead.
Well, actually we have here Team Michel, the Olympic team for Team Switzerland, the running Swiss champion. We have leads Simon Gempeler, second Sandra Trollier, third Claudio Petz, and skip Sven Michel, and they curl out of the curling club m.baden in Switzerland.
So they just have been in Sochi lately, right? Last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. They've been there for I think 3 days, just to get to know all the spots, like to see where the Olympic Village is, where they will sleep, where they can eat, and of course how the ice arena, the ice cube, will be. And they told me it was really impressive to see all these buildings that they built there just for these Olympic Games, because they built a whole new village just for these Olympic Games for these 2 weeks. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great experience for them and every other athlete who can participate there.
Definitely, definitely.
They've been together there with the women team from who will represent Switzerland, Team Miriam Ott. They also did some training during the summer together, and so they really are building like a big team with the women team, the men's team, the national coaches, and yeah, I think they really get along really well.
So we come now to the Sweden team. As I said before, the lead is doing by Victor Kjell, second is Frederick Lindberg, third, and the vice skip is Sebastian Kraub. And on the left, the skip, and as we see before, with one of a beautiful stone, Niklas Edin, they are playing really a long time together, right? They have more or less the same age, so they do juniors, they do, this is a team like they put themselves together, and as always they have been European, they have been world champion, and their big target this year is Olympic champions. So
Yes.
they are on track, and it's really nice to see them. Actually, we did some nice interviews with them as well, but due to some technical problems for the moment, we are not able to broadcast it, but we are working on.
Yeah. Maybe we can see that later this weekend, as we will bring to you more games of the Baden Masters 2013. We will have another game of the group of the round robin, right following this game. And then at 8 o'clock in the evening we have the quarterfinal. And tomorrow we have the semi-final and the final, which we will present to you. And just to come back to Team Edin, they played first together at the World Juniors in 2004, so that's 9 years ago. And we have our sponsor, FoxyApp.ch, who presents this broadcast of the Curling Champions Tour Baden Masters 2013. Your success is our business.
Okay, coming back now to the third end here. Again, when you look at the situation, is again very nice how the team Michel is setting up the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have an open path to the button, which is always really good if you have it and it's necessary. So if things go wrong in the end, you still have an opportunity with your last draw to save at least 1 point. But we also have some guards on the side, and already 2 red rocks counting at the moment. So yeah, Sven Michel is doing a lot of pressure right now. Ooh.
Yeah, this is nice too, huh? So they just respond right away to your comment, right?
Exactly, yeah. They proved me wrong.
Well, okay, the red rock is still biting, so
Yeah, and you still have the corner guards up there, so you still can play another draw behind those, and there's still a great opportunity for 2 points in this end.
but it's interesting how, let's say, just one rock can change completely the situation, right? I mean, just before we said how great was the position, and now one rock, and now we have a different situation, huh?
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. This is one of the most beautiful things in curling, I think, because you can do a lot of things good and you can put every rock in the right place, and then there's your opponent and he has a really great, terrific shot, and it changes all around. You can never be sure that you will win this end or that you can score 3 or 4, because your opponent always have one rock left.
Well, there was a nice curl at the end, right? I mean, like the red rock just came in very nicely.
Yeah, as you said before, we have a really nice curl this weekend here in Baden, and yeah, it's really
The interesting thing is now actually Sweden is not replaying the rock from Switzerland. Sweden tries now from the other side again, right?
Yep. I think this is because if you play from the outside, then you will freeze to the red rock from the outside, and so you won't be the best to shot sitting the closest to the button, and so it will be still the red rock counting. Ooh. Ooh, a bit heavy just.
It's still shot now.
It's still shot rock, yeah. And as you can see here, it's now the Swedish rock with the closest to the button.
Well, it's because the yellow rock went over T. Now maybe they have a possibility to come again and come around, huh?
Yeah, this is one possibility. Another one is that you say Come on, let's get everything out of play. We're ahead 1. We have a really good situation in the house. So let's try to keep things open. And so they try the run back here, I think. So if you hit it in the right place, you still can get out both yellow rocks and even open up the middle. So.
There's a lot, eh?
I'd really curl a lot here.
Yeah, it's not exactly what they wanted. I mean, it's obvious that now the red rock is open now for another freeze. I think he tries.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or just go behind the guard. You don't even have to freeze it. If you're just behind the guard, sitting shot, this would be great too. So we have a couple of possibilities here. No.
Samma som förra. Var med Heder, med. Bara det. Hela någon. Jävla dag lång. Vänta. Den duttar i de där nere. Nej. Den kallar förbi den här röda, så det är bara stanna här. Det är ganska bra. Mer på 10. Ingenting heller. På 10 ligger det. Sitt. Det är okej. Det är bra. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, really nice shot.
Det är bra det.
Of Sebastian Kraup.
Fan vad förbannad jag blir på lag som inte kan ta emot sina sten. Heder skulle spela sin. Ja, Heder sa.
Det är så snyggt.
Uh-huh, they try to do again the same.
Nej.
Now this time the rock stayed a bit too long outside, right?
Exactly, yeah, it was right the opposite of the rock before. They played also the other handle. Maybe we have here a situation that one side is curling more, so that from the center line to the side there we have more curl than from the outside in.
Yeah, and the weight was much more too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
there was a big difference. Now I think that there's no more curl with this weight, just a little bit. Because when you look now the situation, this yellow one is really nice hide it now for the moment.
Exactly, and it's also frozen, so you can't get it out there anytime soon. And as just skip stones are remaining, it's gonna be difficult for Team Michel to score here a few points.
Måste täcka deras väg in bara. Okej. Klarar inte upp så topp 12. Klarar upp så drar vi en bite 4. Okej. Halvjämn minst då. Lite känsligt att lägga upp dubbel. De kan ju få en träff på den här. Dubbel, ja. Få bort den liksom. Okej. Den som ligger där är ju perfekt. Bara det att de kan ju frysa den nu. Ja. Okej. Då drar in någonstans framför tiden. Ja. Känns lite mjuk Niklas. 95. Bara ren. Topp 8. Ja, vänta. 8.
They're looking for a come around.
Linjen är bra. Linjen är perfekt. Ja, gärna curla om den går. Dra den nu. Snart kommer vi inte dit. Kom igen nu Victor. Kom igen.
Well, now the pressure is on the Swiss. There are 2 yellow rocks. Nicely done now.
Yeah, and especially the communication here was really good because they need to wait until the rock curl, and then when it started to curl, they really put everything they got into the rock, and they swept really much, and so they got a little extra curl and still got it there to line. If they would have started sweeping maybe 1 second later, it wouldn't be shot rock now. So really good judgment of the sweepers.
So this is all of them. A common question is about these sweepers. I mean, what effect they can have. Let's say they would begin to sweep those 40 meters around. How long I think you could prolong the rock?
Die zwei Hände
This is
sind
a good
verschwimmt
question.
worden.
If you ask people from everywhere, you get people on a different answer because there's
Yep.
no thing or no studies that are done that you can say exactly like it's 2.5 meters.
Genau gut so vor,
It
oder was?
depends on the ice conditions, on the sweepers, of course. But well, here in Switzerland, there were some people doing a test, and they had like a machine who always threw the rock at the same
weight,
speed,
yeah.
the same weight. And then they could first they put it without the sweepers, and then they got to top 12, and then they swept the whole way, and they could increase the weight. Oh,
That's a perfect one.
have you seen this shot? Great shot by Michel. Gets the double and sits 2 now.
Keine Länge.
So just to come back from this sweeping, so this machine can tell us about almost 2 meters. It was some
It was
research.
even more. It was
It's incredible.
3.5 meters, I think.
Yeah.
But I really think it depends on how fast the ice is, on how much curl you get. Because if the ice is straighter, the rocks are gonna go further because they don't have to do such a curve. So yeah, it's a topic which you can discuss about forever, I think.
Okay, now the last rock from Niklas Edin, trying to do the same again. Come around. It's obvious that there's now pressure, needs to
Right off. Is it heavy?
well, he's second, right? But
He's second, yeah.
I think should be possible for Sven Michel to get this rock. It's kind of
Well, I think
Hände 8.
Sven plays exactly the same rock as Niklas just did.
Also nein, nur
And you
Hände
get a
8.
little bit of sweeping.
Nur Hände 8. So gut ist Hände 4.
Yeah. Then you can push it like one rock further.
Hände 4.
Or 3. This would
Hände
be
4
really
Länge.
big as
Den Rest willst du
Niklas
mir
would
drauf.
take a lead of 5-1.
yeah. This is definitely a burden after for recovering. I mean, 5-1, but let's play first, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sechs! Sieben!
Wait, sounds good.
Sieben! Fuß drauf! Muss drauf! Ist gut, Länge! Lang locker!
Ooh, it looks really nice.
Eine
Oh,
Länge.
great
There
shot.
we go.
A big 3 for Team Sven Michel in end number 3 as they take a 5-1 lead after 3 ends.
We are here at the Curling Champions Tour at Laola TV. Romano Meyer and Mark Staley hosting this game. Well, it's 5-1, but I think Sweden, we know Sweden, this is a tough team. Actually, it's very interesting. Last year, when they, oh no, actually it was this year when they played in Victoria at the championship. I think Sweden led it after 2 ends with a 5-house rock. I mean, they had a big lead, and
Exactly, yeah.
and the Swiss, each end they recover, and I think in the 7th end it was almost equal. So I think still we have to wait 2 or 3 more ends that how now the Swedish team will react to it.
Exactly, there's no decision in this game yet. Because as you spoke of the game in Victoria, I think Edin was leading 6-1 after 3 ends with the big score of 5. And then Sven Michel could recover and they got a 6-6 after 6 ends. So yeah, you know, it happens really fast in curling. If you just maybe a little bit of lack of concentration, if you're up by a lot of rocks, you think, okay, now we have a little safety here, and that's all the other team needs to come back into the game.
Well, maybe you have seen that we would like to have your questions and your comments at our email live at curlingchampionstour.org. Just feel free to send us some emails. Actually, this is an interesting aspect because let's say one team is leading now 5-1, but actually sometimes it happens that this team gets now even more nervous because now the next question is how we're going to play now the next ends having such a lead. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. I think you will have teams who, in this situation, when they are up a lot of rocks, they think, okay, now we can play. We can just continue to play because now we're playing good. That's why we lead, and so they get a little bit of confidence out of it. But then you have also, as you said, teams who are like afraid of being ahead. But as you advance to the top teams, as they are playing here now, Edin and Michel, they're both so experienced. When they're up once, it's really difficult for their opponent because they have such great hitting abilities and they can all throw so hard rocks and they can get you 2 or 3 rocks out with one rock. So I think they like to have a big lead in the game.
So this situation, as you see, is all the time very interesting, let's say, for curlers like, I would say almost like me, that's seeing 2 red ones and now they're trying to hit the yellow one and ask ourselves why they do like that.
Yeah, if you see the situation here, it's really good for Team Michel. They have 2 red rocks right in the middle. The question is why not guard them? Exactly, because yeah, you can steal 2 maybe here now. But you don't want to steal 2. Well, of course, if Edin makes a mistake, then you take 2 for sure. But you want to make sure that Team Edin can't score more than 1 point. So you have like a plan for this end, and it says you just want to make sure that Team Edin just can score 1, or it's a blank end maybe. But you won't give him the chance to play 2 or more rocks. So the thing to do that is have not too many rocks in play, so they want to take every chance or guard that Edin puts out in front. They want to eliminate that. So, yeah. Because as we saw before, there can be just 1 rock in the end, which turns the end around completely. Like we saw before in the 3rd end, we had after the 3rds there was a big chance for Edin to maybe steal. And then you have the Sven Michel's 2 rocks and they scored a deuce, or even 3.
Bak 8-12 någonstans.
Well, we will go to the other rings to check a little bit the scoreboard because very important actually is the parallel game of French team Dupont, as we said previously, that if they will perform well against the Russian team of Rostov, they may even qualify for the quarterfinal. Just again, if Team Sweden would lose this game.
Exactly.
Well, here we go. Still 1-1 after the 3rd end. This is the game which we will follow carefully.
Yep. And I can tell you that Russia is lying pretty good now. They're sitting 1 on the button and looking for 2 points.
This is the another game in group, I think C, is the Swiss teams Freiburg and Wörthemann. Both teams are not that at the moment not that performing. I mean, they are more on the bottom line. I mean, in a way that they probably will not qualify themselves.
They are out of the
They're out
competition
of,
for
yeah,
sure,
exactly.
because the other teams, they have already 6 points in the group.
So this is our rink. So we switch to rink 4, and exactly these two teams from Group B are already qualified. I mean, well known. The teams from Denmark, Stjerne against the team Ulster. Oh, this is surprising. 4th rocks in the first end.
You don't see that too often. That
Yeah.
with two top teams, then there's just in the first stand a big house.
So we can already say for the quarterfinal, they face, this is Group B, will face against Group A. So in other words, those teams now playing, they will see or they will face each other again at 8 p.m. our time, local time, because they are for the quarterfinal. And we will be happy to broadcast one of those games.
Yeah, so the winner of this sheet, Michel versus Edin, will play the quarterfinal against the loser of Stjerne versus Ulsrud. And we still see Team Michel just eliminating every yellow rock that you can see. We have there a really nice freeze from Team Edin. They build their chance for 2 up on this rock.
Lösare tid. Lösare, okej. Känns ganska bra. Bara rent, ingen studs. Linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Risk övertal om något. Ja, linjen är bra. Linjen är bra. Ni har det. Linjen är bra. Farten är bra. Perfekt. Perfekt linje. Limma den nu. Kom igen. Kom igen, Viktor. Kom igen, sten. Bra.
Bra så.
Bra spel.
Look us, the shop men.
So at the beginning there were 20 teams playing here in Baden, so we have 4 groups, each 5 teams. So we already can give you some more results in Group C, where you see now there is a straight win of Team Gushu from Canada. So they are already qualified for the quarterfinals.
Exactly.
And then it gets very interesting. You see you have the team Hessler, Eriksson and De Cruz. Well, actually even Team Jar would maybe have a possibility. So they will have possibility. I mean, you can see that the team Hessler already has played their 4 games. So there will be now the game which we show broadcast at 4 p.m. Team Gushu against Team De Cruz. And parallel would be the game of Team Eriksson against Team Jar. So I think besides Team Gushu, all the others would still have the possibility.
Jag gillar den ändå.
Tänk om man gör den och hamnar där. Det blir liksom en gimme trippel.
The last shot competition, the last shot draw, and the direct.
Då får vi ju minst 2 i alla fall. Eller då får vi inte minst 2, men vi får 2.
Eller man chappar här.
Then we switch to Group D. Here, very nicely, the top of Team Hess, right? Having a straight 3 win. The second is for the moment Team Attinger, with 2 wins and 2 losses. So they have to watch, let's say again, the last games. Here, a bit surprisingly, is the Team Murdoch from Scotland, but I still think it's still not decided. Well, depends. I mean, Murdoch actually lost against Team Attinger, so it will be a bit difficult, I think, if they can qualify, because in my case...
Their only chance to qualify would be
Den kan till och med Niklas, the best space, eller det finns ju en sån här.
Or the team playing Team Hess would win 2, and so that they get in a pool of the direct games, and then they would all be like each team won 1 game and lost 1. And then
10-0 då.
they had a
över
chance.
vänster och så rulla in en rygg för egna.
They first need to make sure they win their game, and then hope that the other game is going their way.
So in other words, you would have 1 team with 6 points and about 3 teams with 4 points. So then maybe they can hope for the... Now, maybe there's all the time this last stone draw, LSD. Can you explain what is actually what they do exactly with this?
Well, it's like after each game, each team plays one rock as close as possible to the button. Then you measure it, how far it's away. Um, so yeah, you're trying to get right to the button, and then you take all your last shot rolls of the round robin, and you, like put them together, and then you see which team has the lowest one, and this team is then in the list before the other teams.
Well, we have here some very nice figures of the DSC positions that we have an average of. I mean, Team Michel is really top of it.
Yeah, you can't do better than they do because they have
Fan vad den var
a
lyckad.
blank there because they hit twice the button.
Om bon är rätt så är det.
Really, that's
So
Yeah, leave
they
it
take a
for
kind of they take the sum of the two of let's say of 3 rounds. They take the sum of 2, right?
exactly that.
And then there's an average, and as Michel did in round 2 and round 3, really a blank 0, which is incredible. I mean, they just put it right on the top, so it's obvious that they have the best average, right?
Bänden trifft sig meistens
Well,
under.
maybe to come back to the game,
Genau,
because it's really
ja.
interesting right
Ich habe
now.
das Gefühl mit Nase.
As we saw,
Mit Nase
Michel was
bleibt nach
leading by
unten.
4 points, but suddenly there are 3
Ja.
Edin points
Klein ist gut.
around there. 3 rocks. I think the one on the right side is counting 2. So now a big shot for Team Michel, trying to eliminate as much yellow rock as possible. Do you think he can get all 3 of them?
I would say he has to hit a little bit on the right side from the first yellow, right? So then the yellow would go on the left side, and
Bist
through
innen.
the effort it would be possible, yeah.
Ja.
So will Sven Michel show us again his ability, as he did so many times before?
As he did in the third end, yes.
Slows, gets 1, gets 2, and
Almost.
great shot.
Ja, vorher sein gesehen.
I think the 2 yellow were really nearby, so it's obvious that there was not enough weight to put the other one on the
Exactly.
right side.
But if we see the situation right now, you have 2 red rocks counting, so Niklas Edin would have to play a double, and it's
Fan,
a
så
really
det känns
thin
som att det
double,
touchar här.
so maybe if you hit it too thin,
Jag tror det Torge.
you get
Bubben utan att sticka.
the one that Edin has his brush on right now, on the yellow, so that wouldn't be beneficial for them.
Prova. Det är bara...
Yeah, I think so too. I think a double would be possible, but the red one would really go in the direction of the yellow one. This is, in my case, that is probably the
Ja,
way
man testar ändå.
they are
Det känns som att 5-2.
trying maybe for another
Ner.
solution,
Ska vi-
because
Kan ju stjäla.
now they
men
have
det är
to
bara
really
så.
do points, right?
Yeah.
So they have to keep
Jag tror det är en femtedel.
rocks in the house.
Well, I think they almost have to go for this risk, because if they score 1 now, they are down 3 without hammer.
ut den andra från 10.
And this is really difficult to play with.
Det är meningslöst att spela för 1 här.
Michel.
Jävla lång väg tillbaka.
Yeah,
Ganska svår.
we're not sure if the red one passes the yellow one, but we will find out soon, I guess.
8. Med. Aldrig. Kalla.
Oh,
Yeah.
just misses it. Really nice try from Niklas Edin. Just a hair too full on the first round. And now we have a score of 6-1 for Team Michel. A really good advantage. Now let's see if they can bring that score home.
Där har en pris så short vet jag.
Dann spielen wir 2-2 durch. Wir verlieren ja gut. So weiter, oder?
Nur immer nur eine geklärt, das muss kein Doppel geben.
And again,
2 durch.
the Curling Champions Tour event here in Baden, the Baden Masters 2013, is presented to you by foxyapp.ch. Your success is our business.
Well,
Oh,
we
okay.
got an email from Australia, from Jay. Hi Jay, thank you very much. It's very nice that you're watching us so far. Actually here it's quite warm outside too, because US it's warm in your place, but actually here it's warm too, especially here in this small place here, right?
We're sitting just behind the houses in the separate room, and it's pretty warm here too.
Så gut. Wir sätter auch kurz durch. Gut.
Yeah,
Stach
well,
auch da,
it's
Mick.
maybe not that hot
Stach
as
auch.
it is in Australia, but yeah, it's great that you're joining us from Australia. We're really glad you're with us, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Bra försök.
Så den skulle bli bra faktiskt. Men det känns finare idag liksom. Det är inte samma.
Du la ut den lite men det...
Ja, jag tänkte göra det också. Jag tänkte, jag hade mindre is nu än vad på de andra åttorna.
Nej men det är bättre is. Det är mer ärligt liksom. Jag tycker isen är jävligt bra.
Ja.
And again, we have a similar setup as in the end before. Team Michel trying to get not as many rods in the game. And Edin trying to get a lot of cards, a lot of rods in play. And we have again Simon Kempler's first shot on the top button. And then we have two corner guards played by Victor Kiel. We see Sandro Crolier trying to make the yellow one disappear.
Tip. Tip. Oh. One top, Claudio.
Nicely done. Still, Team Michel is playing at a really high level here, as is Team Edin. But Mark, did you see any mistakes? in
So
the
far,
last
I
couple of
just wanted to say, when we would have a player statistic, I think I would get almost near to 100% for maybe, okay, there was maybe in the third end some minor mistakes, but I think when you talk only about Sven Michel, I would say
Yeah,
almost a
he's-
blank 100.
He has a really good day today.
They're really focusing and
Well, I think they like Baden for sure because they played here the last couple of years too, and they were able to win it both times. So they're looking for the hat trick this year, and so far it's looking really good. Their fourth game, they're on the way to their fourth win.
yeah.
Vi kör motsatt vi.
Jag tror han är lång. 86. Lång. Den är lång.
Med.
Ja, den är väldigt lång.
So the
Väldigt
winner
lång.
of this Baden Masters tournament will of course take the lead in the Curling Champions Tour ranking.
Jag tror den är längre.
Curling Champions Tour this year will be held here in Baden, the Baden Masters. Then later on in Basel, the Swiss Cup. In Champery, the Curling Masters. Then we will go to Scotland in November, to Edinburgh. And then in
This hole is
January
good.
again, Scotland to Perth. There's also an event in January in Hamburg, the German Masters. And then for the first 8 teams, there is a European Masters played in St. Gallen at the really end of the season. That's in April,
Anna.
of course. And a
Thanks,
great shot
Sven.
here from Claudio Pet.
Claudio Pet, yeah. Well, we are talking already about the tournaments. We have here the prize money for this tournament here at the Baden Masters. So the first prize will get a prize money of 11,000 Swiss franc, which is certainly very nice. Second is 7,000, and for the 2 times the third prize, it will be 3,500 each. Because it's obvious that there will be the semi-final, and then there will be not a game of the third place. So the semi-final, which we will play tomorrow at 9 a.m. So the third and fourth, and then we have even a prize money for 1,500 each for the 5th to 8th place for all these teams in the quarterfinal, which we will see tonight at 8 p.m.
Exactly. So yeah, it's really a nice way if you can win the Baden Masters and get your 11,000 francs. That's a really nice way to start the season.
But as we said in the beginning, I mean, people really, teams really like to come here to Baden because they really enjoy the atmosphere. They, I have to say, really a good compliment to the organizing committee, to Philip and all his crew. They do very good, and when we just talk to these teams, they are all so happy to be here.
Yeah, I think too they're doing a really great job every year here in Baden. They're really welcoming everyone, and they're always happy and trying to make the best for everyone. So yeah, congratulations to Philip and his team for a great organization here.
Well, focus back a bit on the game. It's obvious that the tension is a bit out because it's obvious that Switzerland is now Team Switzerland with Sven Michel is trying to have not that many rocks into the house, so we don't have any more, let's say, interesting situations. Team Sweden with Nicholas Edin tries to do freeze after freeze.
Something new. They try to get behind the shot rock in the forefoot.
Okay.
And so that Team Michel can't hit it straight away, and they would have to go for the race takeout. So they hit the red one in front and running back from the yellow. And of course the amount of difficulty is a little higher for this shot because you need to be more precise. Yeah, they hope to get a miss there. But as we saw Sven playing today, I don't think that they will see one here.
Snel, huh?
Well, they just announced that it will be a fast takeout, right?
Exactly. Oh, great
There we
shot
go.
again. He's really making every shot today.
Måste ligga bättre än den bara.
Ja. Jag vet inget annat.
Samma skjutning igen.
Han kan ju missa den dock.
Å andra sidan, ja, vi måste å andra sidan försöka på två.
Nej, det är bara köra samma.
Niklas nu.
Niklas!
Jag tror det satt sig lite. Man kan vara beredd på det. Lite lurigare nu, vi måste ligga bättre än kantstenen. Men å andra sidan, det är bara... Får vi runt i face.
So now Nicholas Edin tries to do again the same as before.
Häng upp den bak dit någonstans. Ja.
Bakvitt!
Linjen är bra. Som Sebbes. Ni har en. Behöver curla. Ni har en. Viktor håller igång. Det är bra fart på den. Den ska ända ner hit. Ända ner hit. Tveksamt. Kör. Måste ner hit. Annars blir det för kort ändå. Kom igen. Kom igen. Viktor har en. Kör. Japp. Bara köra.
So this time I think Sven will go straight ahead on the takeout. I mean, the yellow one is not really hiding, so he can get it straight ahead.
Kan nog verpassen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't bury it as well as in the first try. So yeah. We're hoping to maybe even stick it or use the super. It doesn't matter that much now. Just get it quite on the nose, roll to the side of it. So
Kan lika gärna dra
now
nu.
it's
Ja. Vill du ha mitt vitt eller vill du ha mer?
Team Edin.
We have no chance today. We're outplayed
So we begin to
by laps.
talk a bit. This is very nice in curling, you know. I mean, there's still a competition, but on the other hand, they are real good friends on and off the ice.
That's true. And they really respect each other. They know that their opponents are on a high level of curling. They see each other the whole season.
Känns bra.
Yeah.
Halva fin fot!
As you said before, they come back after the summer looking forward to see all
Kommer
these
in
people
i
again,
mitten nu.
play against them, to talk
Kolla
to
upp,
them,
kolla upp,
side
kolla
by
upp,
side on the
kolla upp.
ice, to have fun
Kolla
together.
upp, full fyra. Ser ut att glida.
Yeah, just like a whole big family. That's really nice.
Nice weight.
So after 5 hands, we have a score of 6-2 for Team Michel.
Det är 2 så det
But they even at the end.
Så länge. Ja, länge. 1-12 kan vi
Het komt erop aan wat hij liet. Hij mag zeker het eerste inleggen.
delen we dat.
Dan wordt hij niet snel gaan.
1-12,
Die gang, ja.
Baden Masters World Class Curling 2017 from the Curling Champions Tour is presented by foxyat.ca. Your success is our achievement.
We move now again to the other scoreboard because I think on the other rinks is probably more interesting, especially the game of Team Dufour against Team Drozdov, just to see a little bit how they are. Well, seems they are not playing so fast. I mean, in a way they are now in the 4th and we are almost in the 6th, so
Exactly, yeah. But of course our game is really, it's when Michel tries to get all rocks out of play, and they play with a lot of rocks in play. Actually they now have 3 rocks in the 4-foot area. Really interesting there. Yeah.
here is 4-2 for Team Wertmann. As we said, these two are not qualified for the quarterfinals. They just played the last game.
Yeah, but still it's an important game for them because it's like they play each other again in the Swiss Championship, so they want to show the other team that they are ready and they are a good team and gain some respect.
So here we are 5-2 for Team Ulsrud in the 4th end as well, or let's say they are playing in the 5th. So he says we are very fast, huh? We are almost one end ahead. So here again, this is very interesting what he's doing now here. This kind of free guard possibilities, right?
Exactly. They're trying a soft shot, so-called soft feeling. You just want to try to push the other rock to the side of the rings or before the house. And this was just a beautiful shot by Simon
So this is important that even the yellow rock is now in the house, but this is a perfect shot because actually you want just to get rid of the center, right?
Exactly. And so now there's no guard where Niklas Edin could hide one behind. So if Niklas Edin decides to guard the one on the outside 12, then it doesn't make sense because then Sven Michel just have the whole 12 foot to draw one shot better. So really a fantastic shot. And if you can play those shots, it's getting so much easier to defend your lead because then your opponent is going to be desperate because yeah, every rock he plays, you can remove it even if there's a rule which says you can't hit it. Really nice shot from here. Oh,
And even the better. Well, you know, now it seems that whatever they play just perfect, right?
exactly.
Lägga corner hela eller?
This is like sometimes curling is called chess on ice because actually this is like he put one rock and the follow rock actually continue the combination of the system they wanted to do.
Exactly, yeah. You have in front of the end you do a strategy and you want to play like this strategy and then the rocks are just ways to fulfill that strategy.
Maybe a question. I mean, when you were playing with them in the St. Gallen Open this year in April, do you had every time a kind of strategy? Let's say the next opponent, you sit together and you change, or you have a different strategy to each opponent?
Well, there is, yeah, it wasn't like that we had for each opponent a different strategy. Sometimes you have, of course, if you have an opponent who has really he likes to draw much more than to hit, then you change maybe your play, but the main thing you want to do is to plan your own game and make the opponent to change that he does the same as you do. So
Like you
can
force your
force
game to the opponent. Yeah, I agree.
this is what you want to do. So we had like our plan for the end. We said, okay, this end we want to try and get 2 points. We're going to try it with maybe a corner guard. We're trying it with a threes. We're trying it with a tap back. And we had this plan, and then everyone knew each shot what we would play. So it really helps your skip and your team to, yeah, just play better tactics and stay on the same page. If you like just doing shot by shot, then you think, now I play a draw. Okay, now we are sitting there, so let's play a guard. But you forget about your plan for the end. So important that you always focus.
Tell me, for you as you are playing now in the junior team of Baden Radio, and is there a big difference for you playing, let's say, with Sven or playing, let's say, in your own junior team?
Yeah, there definitely is a difference because I think these guys are during the winter just playing curling. They have so much more experience. Well, because you see, they saw everything or almost everything, every situation. They were, yeah, they just know the sport a little better than we do.
Längre ut. Nej. Jag tror den bara
Yeah,
den
but
glider längre ut.
the game is still the same
Från
you
en lång.
play. Well, of course,
Linjen
if you play against a team like Murdoch or
Peder.
Stjerne or
Nu.
Jag tror den är lång.
Edin,
Ända längst ner.
you know that they're almost every shot is perfect. So you have a little bit more pressure on you than if it's maybe that it's just a team that is like you. So maybe you don't have that many mistakes, but it's like if you position a rock, it's not that precise as it is here.
Okay. Now next is a nice rock he has to play, because before we had a very nice come around draw from the Swedish team. Now he does again a race takeout on his own rock.
We have Claudio Pep trying this race takeout. Close. Oh, great shot.
Yeah. Perfect, and now it even bites, I think, the red one.
They're making every shot now. It's incredible.
Träna för tiddragningen. Träna för tiddragningen.
Vad vill jag? Lägga den här eller?
Jag spelar frysningen nu. Kan vi spela oavsett vad de gör kan vi dra den här locket nästa. Ja. Har det fart, är det samma där eller? Ja, 95.
So now the question is, how long will this game gonna rest? Because now Niklas Edin is down 4 and there isn't really a big chance to get some points here for him this end.
Men vad kallar lite med den här?
It's reasonable that maybe he
Bra linje!
will
Vi har den!
do a shake hands after this end.
Håll den kvar i linje också!
But of
Perfekt
course it's
linje!
still one reason
Håll den
good
kvar nu, ända
feeling
ner!
with some
Ända ner! Kom
couple
igen,
of
kom
big
igen!
rocks
Kom igen Viktor!
played.
Japp, 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 japp.
And this one is really nice. He plays a freeze, sitting shot rock in front of the red one.
Det är så pass svåra lägen, det är svårt att få ut någonting sånt här.
Nej, men vi menar vi limmar ju dit dragen. Det är helt okej. Tycker din förra uppåt där.
Another great shot in this great game between two world-class teams. Playing Swiss champion Sven Michel against European and world champion from Sweden, Niklas Edin, at the m.baden Masters Curling Champions Tour 2013. A slight miss there by Michel, just missed it in the back. But a really nice try, really good, well played.
Ska vi hoppas på att han missar drag? Det har ju satt sig
This
lite.
one was
Han har inte
a little
dragit.
further outside, so they didn't really
Men
push it
det
away.
menar om
And it,
jag vet,
they
men om vi
just
lägger
curled the
för
hair more than they thought it would.
att inte lägga den för bra.
So now the question for Niklas Edin is, where do I put my second rock?
Bite T-line, mitåt, typ.
He's looking to steal some points,
Förlåta.
but of course this is really difficult without a guard.
Lite chansen om vi
So
lägger
he
ut den på
now
åttfoten.
hopes to force Sven Michel into a
Förmodligen
mistake
kommer han slå och då blir det lite så här
and
safe.
tries to spread the
Tycker det är
game
okej att tappa en,
across
så
the
då har han
house.
chans att stjäla en pinne ändå.
Put a second one in. So if there is a miss by Sven Michel,
T-line
he
ute
would
på åttfoten.
get even 2 points
Och
and
noll
not just
för alla
one.
Ja. Kändes lite mjukare, satte mig förra tyckte jag.
Siktad 10.
Sopade den andra ganska mycket också.
Bra linje.
Borde kunna glida lite bättre. Lite mindre spelat ute.
Mer hit. Viktor närmast. Lägg han på 10. Mitt på 10. Bra. Bra skött.
Very nice shot of Niklas Edin.
Ska vi göra en Moskva?
He gets a second one in there. So now it's Sven Michel from the Curling Cup on m.baden, Switzerland, trying to get a draw into the full forefoot for 1 point.
14,7 habe ich gemessen, so beim ersten Stein 14,8. Das ist genau gleich wie vorher. Ja, 85.
Now this is interesting. Sandro Follier tells Sven Michel that the ice condition is still the same as it was when Michel played. But they really have to go there. So, Simon Gempler on the left, Sandro Follier on the right. Claudio Pat, will they get it there? Oh, they do. Great effort. And this is the win for Team Switzerland, Team Michel.
Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Ja.
So it is a 7-2 victory for Sven Michel. Great game here we saw. Team Michel doing almost every shot perfect.
Schon gut.
And Team Edin playing really good too. And as we say, the Curling Champions Tour event here in Baden, Baden Masters 2013, is presented to you by foxyapp.ch. Your success is our business.